Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Il est marrant ce personnage. À l'hôpital et vite. J'ai accepté l'aide du docteur Swansea et je vais travailler au Pembroke Hospital. Je n'ai pas le choix, il sait ce qui m'est arrivé, ce que je suis devenu un vampire. Je n'arrive pas à y croire, je ne sais rien presque sur cet hôpital très privé. Tout le monde ici me prend pour ce que je ne suis plus. Jonathan Ired, le célèbre chirurgien. Je dois leur mentir à tous, aux patients, aux employés. C'est ma nouvelle demeure, l'endroit où je pourrai me cacher de tous ceux qui en ont après moi et où je resterai jusqu'à ce que je comprenne enfin un peu mieux ce qui se passe.
It's locked, all right.
On a la classe, hein.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Now, it's my turn!
Oh putain.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Je vous laisserai vous vider de votre sang.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Qualité du sang. La qualité du sang indique la quantité d'expérience que vous pourrez tirer d'un citoyen. Plus la qualité du sang est bonne, plus la quantité d'expérience reçue est importante. Charmer. Afin de boire le sang d'une proie, vous devez d'abord le charmer pour l'attirer vers un lieu à l'abri des regards. Votre niveau de charme doit être supérieur ou égal à la résistance de ce citoyen. C'est excellent.
Bring this fading light into the shadows.
Suivez la piste rouge
Dance
pour mener
within
votre
the
proie
dance of life
dans
and
les
death.
ombres. Au début j'étais gentil parce que je pensais qu'il fallait avoir une bonne réputation. Ensuite étreindre. Sur 200 appuyés. Clic gauche pour éteindre, clic cox ou sur barre espace pour le relâcher. Étreindre clé vous fera gagner énormément d'expérience, mais cela aura des conséquences sur la suite de l'aventure. En apprendre plus sur les citoyens, récupérer leurs indices augmente la quantité d'expérience que vous obtiendrez. D'accord. Il me semblait bien qu'il y avait... Je vais relâcher.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this.
Trophée
I will
miséricorde.
not take another life.
Puis là je lui saute dessus, je le bute. C'est très fort, très très fort.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Toujours manger des rats si j'en trouve.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse.
Un petit peu changé de
What
tête
can I
là,
do for you?
moins sévère d'un coup.
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Quelques questions.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Elle est pas bête, là.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Trouvez votre bureau au premier étage. Continuez notre visite.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt
putain de merde.
introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Faisons affaire. Ah. On va déjà en apprendre un petit peu plus sur lui.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Ah. Minuit dans le jardin du bien et du mal. Nouvelle enquête. Investigation locale. Une nouvelle enquête sur les citoyens est disponible. Appuyez sur Tab pour voir le menu. D'accord. Je peux le charmer aussi. Enquête sur les citoyens. C'est ici que vous pouvez consulter les enquêtes sur les citoyens triées par quartier. Vous pouvez démarrer une nouvelle mission de citoyen en la suivant. Consulter la carte. D'accord, et donc ça s'appelle Minuit dans le jardin du bien et du mal. D'accord, donc ça sera en parallèle. Quête principale. On va continuer. Je peux le charmer pour le vider de son sang. C'est marrant, on peut faire un carnage.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Besoin de plus pour que je me tienne un peu tranquille. Alors c'est bien parce qu'on peut voir un indice requis, c'est-à-dire que lui, il y a quelque chose à découvrir avec ce personnage.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Waouh, indice, 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 indice.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Pot d'aluminium, morceau de poignée, gâchette, jeu de routine. Pour l'instant, de toute façon, j'ai pas grand chose à en faire, mais au moins je sais que j'ai un marchand. Votre ville a besoin de vous.
If only I were young again. Just
Good evening,
Docteur,
sir.
cher confrère.
so it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
de santé.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Come on, don't be ridiculous, dear colleague.
En bonne santé.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Intéressant ça. Coran est convaincu que Inès... Ils ont des noms, hein, franchement, Brannigan est surqualifié pour son poste d'infirmier. D'accord. Très intéressant.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
Ok, on a fait le tour.
Goodbye,
Besoin d'en
Dr.
savoir un petit peu plus sur lui. Peut-être via l'infirmière. Si je la retrouve. C'était à l'entrée tout à l'heure.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Ça a l'air bien long.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
C'est vrai? Excellent ça. Question personnelle.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you
Patron
were
mort, non?
before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Un Batman? Non.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Ah, mauvaise cible. Nouvelle enquête. Donc, de mémoire, c'est là-dedans. Là. Tac. Thelma Croft est une patiente de Bancroft Hospital. Nageant en plein délire, elle est convaincue d'être déjà morte ou mort-vivante et prisonnière d'un corps en décomposition. Malgré ses troubles mentaux évidents, elle affirme que des hommes et des femmes l'espionnent et veulent la tuer parce qu'elle est une vampire. Fait-elle allusion en la gare de Priwen? Je ne peux pas prendre le risque que ces chasseurs fouillent aux alentours de l'hôpital. Peut-être devrais-je les espionner à mon tour et protéger Thelma.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel.
C'est vrai, hein?
What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and awful naught.
Thelma est atteinte du syndrome de Cotard et croit être un vampire, d'accord.
You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Je crois que j'en sais un peu quelque chose quand même. Question personnelle. Ah, c'est pas déverrouiller quelque chose chez elle.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Au nom de votre miséricorde, il compte sur vous, chères infirmières, visitez le bureau d'emploi ministère du Travail et de la politique sociale le plus proche.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
La maladie de Miss Croft. Ah.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
On va terminer par le truc qu'on a débloqué.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. but be assured I'm smiling inside.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
Ok. Notre mission nickel. Vous la laissez vous mordre.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain,
Ah oui, ils vont loin quand
it's
même.
real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Horcroft.
Ah.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest,
Aujourd'hui,
Mr.
hein,
Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Que ça a marché contre moi tout à l'heure, la croix.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
On va monter au premier étage puisqu'il y a pas mal de monde à questionner. C'est ici.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Article sur les icônes. C'est une occasion rare et pratiquement un privilège de pouvoir approcher un vampire et d'observer leurs caractéristiques physiques et psychologiques les plus intrigantes d'un œil scientifique et rationnel. Voici quelques-unes des capacités fascinantes que j'ai pu observer ces 10 dernières années en m'entretenant avec quelques vampires ou econs comme ils préfèrent s'appeler. Vitesse surnaturelle, un vampire peut agir et se mouvoir exactement comme un mortel, mais l'œil aguerri remarquera que leurs réflexes sont bien plus aiguisés et qu'ils peuvent réagir plus vite que n'importe quel humain. Plusieurs occasions, alarme, surprise, besoin de fuir, j'ai pu voir un vampire bouger si rapidement que j'ai cru qu'il avait simplement disparu pour réapparaître ailleurs. L'œil humain ne peut pas suivre leur mouvement lorsqu'ils se déplacent à cette vitesse, mais il ne s'agit ni de leur mouvement lorsqu'ils se déplacent... Ah, j'ai sauté. Ni de dématérialisation, ni de téléportation, il s'agit uniquement d'une vitesse surnaturelle. Pour moi, c'est un attribut presque félin qui leur permet de courir, esquiver ou bien sauter plus loin et plus vite que nous. J'ai également remarqué que se mouvoir à cette vitesse les exténuait et qu'ils étaient donc à des limites physiques. Mesmérisme. L'une des plus puissantes compétences qu'un vampire puisse utiliser est celle de forcer un mortel à obéir. J'appelle cette caractéristique les mesmérines, mais elle n'a aucun lien avec la capacité humaine à changer de l'état de quelqu'un. Un vampire peut soumettre l'esprit d'un humain à sa volonté, voire le briser. L'un des vampires avec lequel je me suis entretenu m'a même expliqué que plus un sujet résistait, plus les dégâts pouvaient être irréversibles. C'est comme si le vampire pouvait fracturer le psyché de sa cible. Ce même vampire m'a également expliqué que cette compétence nécessitait un long apprentissage et que les résultats pouvaient largement varier d'un sujet à l'autre, implanter un faux souvenir ou effacer un douloureux. Les possibilités sont aussi vastes que terrifiantes. Conscience du sang, cette caractéristique des vampires est peut-être la plus terrible de toutes car c'est la principale cause des tragédies qui surviennent entre nos espèces. Les vampires ont soif de sang, ils doivent faire preuve d'une grande maîtrise d'eux-mêmes pour ne pas sauter comme des bêtes enragées sur la première goutte de sang venue. Ils ont besoin de sang pour opérer et pour utiliser leur pouvoir surnaturel. Un vampire affamé peut être très affaibli même s'il ne veut pas mourir de soif ou de faim. Ce désir de besoin de sang explique pourquoi les vampires y réagissent avec autant de force. Un vampire m'a avoué que le sang pouvait parfois l'aveugler lorsque son odeur et son attrait devenaient trop puissants. Lorsqu'il se concentre, un vampire peut pratiquement voir le sang autour de lui, à l'intérieur des corps, à proximité, à travers les murs, sur une arme pourtant propre, etc. Ce même vampire m'a même dit qu'il était capable de percevoir si un mortel avait le sang pur ou bien contaminé, ce qui lui permet de sentir des maladies, des vêtements ou même des objets infectés dans une pièce. Si cela se révèle vrai, les possibilités d'application médicale de ce pouvoir sont tout simplement incroyables. Qu'est-ce qu'on a là? Message du docteur Swansea. Cher Jonathan, j'ai demandé à l'infirmière Crane de vous préparer un bureau au premier étage. Vous excuserez sa décoration plutôt austère, mais le Pembroke Hospital n'est pas exactement le Ritz. Pardon de vous laisser vous y rendre seul, mais j'ai besoin de quelques heures de sommeil avant de retourner au travail. Je ne suis qu'un simple mortel après tout. J'ai également donné l'ordre aux employés de vous laisser vous reposer et de ne jamais pénétrer dans votre bureau. Vous pourrez dormir toute la journée sans être importuné et travailler de nuit sans éveiller le moindre soupçon. Je crains que l'endroit ne soit un peu en désordre, mais vous pouvez tout de même y mener vos expériences comme bon vous semble. Vous remarquerez également la présence d'une fenêtre non verrouillée et pourvue d'un échafaudage qui vous permet d'entrer et de quitter l'hôpital sans être vu. Je ne peux qu'imaginer à quel point tout ceci est nouveau et perturbant pour vous. Croyez-moi, j'ai étudié votre espèce pendant assez longtemps pour comprendre ce que vous devez ressentir. Soyez assurés que je ferai tout ce que je peux pour vous aider à traverser cette épreuve. Vous n'êtes plus seul, je suis heureux de vous avoir rencontré en ces temps difficiles auxquels nous faisons tous face. J'espère que notre future collaboration produira d'excellents résultats. Bienvenue au Pembroke Hospital. Très chers collègues, à très bientôt. Sincèrement, Edgar Griffin Swansea. PS, je vous ai laissé une copie de certaines notes que j'ai rédigées concernant mes découvertes sur les icônes ces dernières années. N'hésitez pas à les lire si jamais vous avez besoin de conseils, mais je vous en prie, n'utilisez pas ce savoir contre moi. Pas comme ça. Échantillon de sang de William Bishop. Tac. Vous avez assez d'ingrédients pour améliorer l'une de vos armes. Appuyez sur D. D'accord, donc petit morceau de poignée commun, j'ai peur que... C'est autre chose, hein, c'est là peut-être. Succès travail en cours. Et voilà qui est mieux, 2 succès, d'accord.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Montre votre santé. Ça va, 300, c'est pas grave. Endurance. Plus grand chose.